Hello everybody, I hope you're doing fantastically well. Welcome back to Connor here on the One Leeds fan channel, and I'm here to talk to you about TeamWallart.com. Now listen, for the channel to prosper, for the channel to have the creativity and the innovativeness that we have, we need you to go and buy a product from Team Wallart, guys, because it helps us. They help us run as a Leeds United fan channel, and what I love about them in particular is they're Leeds fans. They're not just some generic brand, they are Leeds fans. So we need to be supporting them. And I think they've got some great gear as well, guys. They've got a new Rafinha plaque, which Brownie's just got, which is absolutely mint. I think you guys have been ordering it in abundance, which is great to see. But if you go over there with the code ONELEEDS, you get a 10% discount and you can get plaques for as cheap as £5. It's worldwide shipping for an incredible rate. Go over there, guys. Check them out and enjoy the video. Hello, you lovely lot. I hope you're all doing fantastically well. It is Connor, and we are back here with a little bit of a different rumour mill. Once again, sincere apologies for the Barnet. We're getting close now. I think it's the 20th of April. I'm in there. I've got an appointment. I'm getting in there. I'm getting the mop chopped. Thank God, mop chop hashtag. Get it in the comment section below. Oh God, it's getting to me. This lockdown is getting to me now. I'm losing my mind. As I said, I hope you're all doing fantastically well. I hope you're happy, healthy, and your family and friends are as well. But here, we're talking about something a little bit different today, guys, because what I've been trying to do is discuss a lot of individual players. You know, we've already spoke about Tian Koopmeiners, we've already spoke about Rodrigo de Paul, and I want to get on that, but I also want to talk about general things. You know, well, what we did with the rumour mill in the summer was we touched on various things. It was, you know, this, that, and the other. It wasn't just this. So today what we're going to talk about is a couple of things, yeah, let's get into it. Exactly what's been going on with Leeds United this week. Now, there was reports as well that apparently Leeds have made sort of a big loss. I think it was 63 million. The wage bill was 78 million, and I don't want to get into the intricacies, excuse me, of that. What I want to get into is please don't go slag Rads off. I'm seeing a lot of it online. He's a chancer. He's doing it the Ridsdale way. Look, I know you lot won't think this. I know you won't, because you're my subscribers, and I know you don't think like this, but that is the complete opposite of exactly what has happened. This guy has resurrected this club. A lot of people think that there would be Bielsa without Radrizzani. That is not the case. That is not the case. Radrizzani built a team round him, including Kinnear, including Orta, who was the driving force for Marcelo Bielsa. And without Bielsa, there wouldn't be an Orta there as well, or a Kinnear. So everything that's good with Leeds in the past 2 or 3 years has come from Radrizzani. We are a massive club, but we're not a global brand yet. This first year in the Premier League has been absolutely massive, and you've seen this with Radrizzani, with trying to change the club badge, trying to do everything to build Leeds commercially, you know, making us commercially viable, and you know, tapping into that globalization market where we're popular in Singapore, we're popular in America, we're popular in Africa, you know, and that's what Leeds need to tap into. And what this guy's done, he's a media tycoon, and he's doing that steadily. He's bought the 49ers in, who are tycoons in their niche, you know, advertising, marketing, whatever it is. And I just would love everybody, you know, not everybody, because I know everybody hasn't, but people just to stop slagging Radrizzani off, because he is God. You know, we look at Bielsa as God. This guy's God. He really is, because what he's done for Leeds is quite sensational. So I'm going to say thank you to Andrea Radrizzani if you are watching. You might be, who knows? The world works in mysterious ways, but yeah, he did chance it a little bit, but you have to chance it a little bit to get out of the Championship. You have to increase the wage bill. You have to bring people like Bielsa in. Well, you don't actually. You don't have to bring people like Bielsa did. That was the niche. bringing someone like him in, and everything is down to Andrea Radrizzani. So everybody, please put some respect on his name and don't put him in the same bracket as Ridsdale. Please don't, because what this guy's done in 3 years is utterly as I've said, it's sensational. I'll run out of superlatives to talk about him for. So, yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way first. Some good news as well that's happened this week. Apparently, Patrick Bamford is locked in with contract talks with Leeds United. Obviously, we know... he's not on that bigger of a contract, Bamford. I think it runs out next summer. Let me know in the comment section below exactly when it does, but I believe it is next summer. So, I mean, I can't see him leaving Leeds. I think Bamford needs Leeds, and Leeds need Bamford. It's a perfect match. Perfect match. Dick and Dom, Bill and Ben, me and Brownie. It's a perfect match. It really is. So I think Bamford's going to be locked in contract talks. Sign him up. Prove people like me wrong. Been absolutely phenomenal for Leeds United this season, and I'm absolutely buzzing for the lad. I'm absolutely buzzing, and we're talking about attacking options coming in, and that's what we're going to touch on now. Odsonne Edouard, and this is going to be part of the rumour mill. The striker, Celtic, 23 years of age, 20 goals in 32 matches, I believe it is, and a lot of people are talking about maybe Leeds going for that. I know Noel Whelan has quoted him as being that striker. Will he come to Leeds? I don't think so. I really don't. But I really could see it in terms of, I'm saying I can't see it because I can't see him coming to Leeds and sitting on the bench. I think this guy's a hot shot. He's got all of the cracking attributes, his work rates, his pressing, his off the ball work, his finishing's absolutely out of this world. If you don't know Odsonne Edouard, please go check out his YouTube highlights. And as I said, if this rumour does develop, I will do a player profile on him like I normally do. But yeah, I've always rated Edouard, French player. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. Will he be okay with coming in as that second striker, which is what you're going to have to be with Leeds at this moment in time, because we've got one of Europe's best up front. So yeah, that'll be interesting. So Bamford, contract negotiations. Edouard, spoken about by Noel Whelan. Really interesting transfer link there. Obviously, we've heard as well this week a little bit of a scuppering of the Rodrigo de Paul rumours. Phil Hay has come out and said that it was always Leeds who were going, his agent who was always sort of presenting him to Leeds. It wasn't the other way around, which is really interesting because there was so many rumours going round, and we'll never know. We'll never be privy to absolutely everything, but I still think if he's going to be there and available for a cheaper price, I just think we should be keeping an eye on that one, 100%. Really interesting to see. But transfers again, and we're looking at a weekend where, in football terms, Newcastle have sort of added another point to the tally. And why is that significant, Connor? Well, once again, it sort of plunges Fulham a little bit more into the abyss. We saw Sheffield United, that's it for me. It's always been it now for weeks. West Brom, a little bit of a resurgence potentially. They've got some good fixtures coming up. But overall, I think that is them done. Left it too little too late. Fulham, that's a massive loss for them at the weekend, especially when they're 1-0 up. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I can see some real opportunities for Leeds picking some players up there. Now, Phil Hay has reported this week that he would love to see someone like Anguissa. Ironically, that was next on the player profile for the rumour mill. Anguissa, you guys know on the rumour mill, I've spoken about Anguissa for a good 4 or 5 months. I actually said originally when he played against Leeds, he's perfect. How I just think he'd absolutely seamlessly fit into our midfield. He's everything we need. He's athletic, he's physical, he's press resistant. And when he's in a good headspace, since he's come back from his injury this season for Fulham, he's not been as good. But when he's in a good headspace, and we know with Bielsa, we don't have those, there has been Fulham fans who said that he's got a little bit of a bad attitude, which is interesting because that A word comes up, and it's when it comes to Leeds' interest, because you can't have a single bad egg when you're running for Bielsa. But he looks like a fine player. I've really, really enjoyed watching him play for Fulham this year. I don't mind watching Fulham. Listen, I don't. There are a couple of teams who I enjoy watching in the Premier League. I like teams who try and play football. And Fulham are one of those teams, and Scott Parker's trying to make his team play week in, week out. You even saw that against Villa, but they've got some really good, really nice press-resistant midfielders in there. And Loftus-Cheek is another one who I'd love. But I personally would look at Anguissa. I think we've spoken about it a while back. I think we'd be able to get him for a decent price, especially in this market, which we all are talking about now, this coronavirus pandemic market where everything is reduced. And I just see him as a really classy player. Him and Phillips have had some battles this season, but wouldn't it be nice to see him alongside Phillips? And we've got some real good options across Europe in the central midfield area. Anguissa, it'd be really interesting because he fits every single criteria for me, bar maybe one or two, and that could be work rate and it could be attitude, and those could be the pivotal ones that turn Leeds' head. But let me know in the comment section below, guys, exactly what you think. There's been a lot of talk and discussion this week in terms of Joey Gelhardt getting into the first team. Listen, Joe Gelhardt, I cannot wait to see him. We do a lot of under-23 stuff at work at Leeds Live, and what a player. What a player, Rooney-esque, bullish, works back, grafts, has lost considerable weight, which is really interesting. And that could be very, very interesting one to keep an eye on. But we know with Marcelo Bielsa, he doesn't rush the youngsters in there. I think we've seen Niall Huggins make an appearance from the 23s, really. This season, I think it's been, hasn't it? You know, we've not really seen any breakout, and that's because Bielsa doesn't see any game as experimental. He sees every single game as a game where we have to go in and we have to win. And that's what I love about Marcelo Bielsa. You know, he has that mindset, he has that philosophy, and no game is just a free hit. And that's no disrespect to Joe Gelhardt, but when you're looking at your top players, your starting 11, is Gelhardt in there? I tell you what, in terms of ability, he's not far off. I think he's joint top scorer now in the 23s. Some of his statistics are through the roof, absolutely through the roof. Got a considerable goal tally this year, some good assists. He's tracking back, as I've said, absolutely brilliant. It's developing week in, week out. And where Leeds are in the table at this moment in time is a massive, massive credit. They need to credit players like Joe Gelhardt. I think he's the standout. We'll talk about Crysencio Summerville, who looks brilliant, fantastic on the ball, very quick. You know, we're talking about a situation next week where Jack Harrison can't play. I'm not saying Summerville's going to come in, but could we see him on the bench? You know, we're going to see Helder Costa start, Summerville come in on the bench just as that replacement for Costa on the bench. It's going to be really interesting, but Summerville looks brilliant as well. Very exciting. That's what I love about the under-23s at this moment in time. Cody Drama, Cresswell, Summerville, Greenwood, Gelhardt, but Gelhardt's just got the X factor. Guys, if you've enjoyed this, if you've enjoyed this a little bit of a summary, it is the rumour mill, of course, because we've spoken about transfers, but we've spoken about a couple of other things as well, 3 or 4 different topics. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.